Hello, and welcome to our channel. Today, we have a magical tale for you about a curious little mermaid who discovers a whole new world above the waves. Along the way, she makes a new friend and learns about bravery, kindness, and the true meaning of friendship. What adventures will they have together? Let's dive into the story and find out. Pearl, a little mermaid, had always been fascinated by the life on land, but her family had warned her about the danger of going too close to the shore. Despite their warnings, Pearl couldn't resist her curiosity and decided to sneak away to see what life was like beyond the ocean. It was a stormy night in the ocean, and the waves were crashing against the shore. The waves became choppy, and the sky turned dark as storm clouds rolled in. Pearl swam closer and closer to the shore, and before she knew it, a sudden gust of wind and strong waves caught her off guard. The storm grew worse, and Pearl found herself lost and alone, unable to find her way back to the safety of her family. The little mermaid was scared. Pearl swam and swam, but she couldn't see any familiar sights. As the sun began to rise, she saw something in the distance, a sandy beach. Pearl swam closer to investigate, and as she got closer, she saw that there was a human on the lonely beach. She had heard stories about humans before, but she had never seen one up close. Curiosity got the better of her, and she swam closer still. As she approached the beach, she noticed a little girl playing in the sand. Pearl watched the girl for a while, fascinated by her actions. The girl saw the mermaid in the water and gasped in surprise. "Wow, a mermaid!" the girl exclaimed. Pearl swam closer to the shore, wondering if the girl was friendly or not. They looked at each other for a moment, and then the girl spoke again. "What's your name?" she asked. Pearl hesitated for a moment, but then decided to answer. "My name is Pearl," she said. "That's a pretty name," the girl said with a smile. "My name is Monica. Do you want to come and play with me?" Pearl wasn't sure if it was a good idea to trust a human, but she was also feeling lonely and scared. She decided to take a chance and swim closer to the shore. Monica reached out her hand to help her up onto the sand, and Pearl took it tentatively. "Thank you," she said quietly. As the two new friends played together on the beach, Pearl couldn't help but feel a little bit better. As the day went on, Pearl and Monica played together on the beach, building sandcastles and collecting seashells. Monica was amazed by Pearl's shimmering tail and the way she could swim effortlessly in the water. Pearl, in turn, was fascinated by the way humans could walk on two legs and build things with their hands. As the sun began to set, Pearl felt a twinge of homesickness. She missed her family and wondered if they were looking for her. She looked out to the horizon, trying to get her bearings, but she couldn't see anything familiar. Suddenly, she heard a loud splash and turned to see a pod of dolphins swimming nearby. She swam over to them and asked, "Excuse me, do you know how to get back to the Mermaid Kingdom from here?" Before dolphins could answer, Pearl heard a boat approaching and saw a fisherman casting his net into the water. She felt a moment of panic knowing that fishermen caught fish and other sea creatures for food, but she had never seen them up close like this before. She dove underwater and swam to a nearby rock, hiding behind it as the fisherman passed by. Once the coast was clear, she surfaced again, relieved but also more determined than ever to find her way home. Pearl looked around, trying to get her bearings once more. She saw a rocky cliff jutting out into the water and felt a sense of familiarity. She felt that the Mermaid Kingdom might be at the bottom of that cliff and started swimming towards it. The water was choppy and the wind was picking up again, but she was determined to find her way back to her family. As she got closer to the cliff, she saw something that made her heart sink. A fishing boat was anchored just off the shore, and there were men on board with nets and fishing poles. She tried to swim around the boat, but one of the men spotted her and shouted to the others. They started to pull up their nets, and Pearl realized that they were trying to catch her. She dove underwater, but it was too late. She felt a tug on her tail. She turned around and saw that she had been hooked by a fishing line. Panic set in as she realized that she was trapped and unable to escape. Just then, she heard a familiar voice. "Pearl, hold on, I'm coming." It was Monica, who had been watching from the shore. She had seen Pearl in trouble and immediately knew what to do. With quick thinking, she ran into the water and swam towards Pearl. Monica swam towards the fishing line, used a rock to help cut the line and set Pearl free. "Leave her alone!" Monica shouted. "She's my friend." The men on the boat were surprised by the little girl's bravery and decided to leave Pearl alone. Pearl realized she was mistaken and that the underwater kingdom couldn't be near. She swam back to the shore, grateful for Monica's help. "Thank you," she said, panting from the exertion. "You saved me." Monica smiled and hugged her new friend. "That's what friends are for," she said. As the night fell, Monica could see that Pearl was starting to get anxious. She could sense that her new friend was worried about something, and she didn't know how to help her. Suddenly, she had an idea. "Hey, Pearl," Monica said. "I know something that might help you feel better." "What is it?" Pearl asked. "It's a tradition that my family has whenever we feel scared or lonely," Monica explained. "We make a wish on a shooting star." "A shooting star?" Pearl repeated, intrigued. "Yes," Monica said. "Sometimes, at night, you can see a star shoot across the sky. If you make a wish on it, it's said to come true." Pearl had never heard of such a thing, but it sounded magical. She looked up at the sky, and after a few minutes, she saw a bright light streak across the sky. "Quick, make a wish," Monica said, excitedly. Pearl closed her eyes and made a wish. She wished that she would be able to find her way back home to her family. As the night went on, Pearl and Monica lay on the sand, looking up at the stars. They talked about their families and their homes, and shared stories about their lives. Pearl told Monica about the Mermaid Kingdom and the colorful creatures that lived there, and Monica told Pearl about her family and the adventures they went on. Pearl knew that she still had a long way to go before she could find her family, but she also knew that she had made a true friend in Monica. Together, they would find a way to overcome any obstacle that came their way. Pearl would swim to the shore every day to spend time with Monica, and they would play in the sand and explore the beach together. At night, Pearl would return to the ocean wandering alone, but she looked forward to seeing Monica again the next day. They had so much fun together, and Pearl felt like she had found a true friend. But as much as Pearl enjoyed her time with Monica, she knew that she couldn't stay on the shore forever. She missed her family and she knew that they would be worried about her. One day, while Monica and Pearl were playing on the beach, Pearl heard a faint voice calling out her name. She turned to the water and saw her mother swimming towards her. She had finally found her. Tears of joy streamed down Pearl's face as she swam out to meet her. Her mother embraced her tightly and said, "We were so worried about you. We thought we had lost you forever." Pearl told her mother about her adventures on the shore, about Monica, the fishing boat, and everything she had learned. Her mother listened with interest, and she was amazed at how brave her little Pearl had been. As they swam back towards their home under the sea, Pearl turned to Monica and said, "I'll never forget you, Monica. You were the best friend a mermaid could ever have." Monica smiled. "I'll never forget you either, Pearl. Promise you'll come back and visit me someday?" Pearl nodded, and they said their goodbyes. As she swam away with her family, Pearl knew that she had made a true friend in Monica. And she also knew that, no matter where life took her, she would always treasure that friendship. And that's the end of the story of Pearl the mermaid and her new friend Monica. They had so much fun together, and Pearl learned many things about the human world. But in the end, she knew that her home was in the ocean with her family. But she was grateful for the new experiences and friendship she had gained. We hope you enjoyed the story, and we'll see you again soon with more tales of adventure and wonder.